Hello and welcome to a brand new Five Heart podcast. Oh, almost jumped ahead of my live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. I'm your host, Greg Mahochko, joined by my co-host, co-pilot, and good friend, fellow Husker fan, Minnie Hunt. Hello, Minnie. How are you doing this day after this? How about for all of our friends in Canada, this Boxing Day? How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
You know what? We almost saw the sunshine today. So, Wow. But it was good. Had a good day. Got to personal note. Got to spend just a little bit of time with my grandma today.
Aww.
So, got about 45
Grandma.
minutes. And you know that song "Closing Time" by Semisonic? No. It's like a 25-year-old song, something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
One of the lyrics is, "You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here." And after being there about 45 minutes, Grandma's like, I'm going to take a nap.
Aw. What? Was she tired of you?
Probably.
Oh, that's so sad. Even your grandma.
Well, she'll be 94 next month. So, I think she just gets tired of everybody quickly.
Hey, Greg.
Yes, ma'am.
Look at what Aaron Keene says.
Whoa, Mountain Man Greg.
Yeah. What's going on with that?
Yeah, it's my winter coat. It's not sticking around long. Don't worry, everybody. Probably by next week's show, it may be gone, unless it just looks fantastic, and it probably won't. So I don't think anybody's got to get their hopes up there. But so yeah, that's it. Sometimes you just want to do something just a little different.
I think I have a theory on why you're growing a beard.
Okay.
Like a full beard. Is it because I've been showing you up week after week with my beards?
That's right. Yep, that's what it is. There was beard envy.
You're like, she thinks that's a beard. Let me show her.
Oh, hold on. Justin Raji says, don't shave till the Huskers win a national championship. The last time I grew a beard for a sporting team was spring of 2019. I did a hockey playoff beard for the St. Louis Blues, and it worked. They won. They beat the Bruins. First ever franchise Stanley Cup. So, Justin, the problem with this idea, we have a summer to go through.
Oh.
And a summer with a beard, that would be, let's say, 6.5, 7 months along. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to do that to myself. So I don't have. So I'm gonna. Mr. Keene here says, awesome idea, and you can kind of tell from Aaron's image here. He's like got the beard. Yeah. And more power to him. That is not gonna be in my future.
One of my Christmas presents. Isn't it pretty?
It's very shiny, sparkly. It matches your jacket. I mean, your jacket's less shiny, but black. Yeah. Well, black goes with everything. So.
Thanks.
Did you like how I tied it all together?
I did. Yes, black goes with everything.
Mr. Negativity Fred says, oof, Raji, Greg will have a beard forever if I didn't shave till the Huskers won a national championship. That's harsh.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with Mr. Sacco tonight.
I don't.
I think he's turning here.
We've heard from Fred, Aaron, Raji.
Talk football, guys. I like this. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa,
Melissa's
for reminding us what we're here for.
All right. Sorry, Melissa.
Hey, Greg.
Yes.
All right. Yesterday
was Christmas. How was your Christmas? Sorry, Melissa. Oh,
well, my Christmas is great because we got this guy.
We're just gonna bypass the fact that it was a fantastic family gathering for you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Well, Why do I need? Okay, do you guys want to know? I got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. What?
The 30,000 foot overview. Like you had a nice day. I hope you got to
I
see
had a
some
great day.
have some quality time with loved ones.
I did.
Wonderful.
I absolutely did. And okay, so when I was in Ohio, I went to go see my niece who has a daughter. So she's, I guess, my great niece. And she's 3 years old. And her favorite game, well, first of all, she knows the saying "Go Big Red." She screams it all the time. So
I wonder who taught her that.
I don't know, but her favorite game is Keepy Uppy, and that's just like bouncing a balloon back and
Yeah.
forth. Okay, but
The parents of younger children will know because that's a Bluey thing.
yes, yes,
So
and so I kind of put a spin on that, and every time that the balloon would hit the ground, I'd be like, "Oh no, it's hot lava."
oh
And she'd
gosh.
freak out and she'd be like, "Hot lava." And so I found this game called Hot Lava for little kids, and we
Interesting.
played that for hours and hours yesterday. It
Well,
was
that's
so fun.
awesome.
It was a blast. That was my
That
favorite
sounds great.
Mhm. How was yours?
It was good. The boys, one of the boys woke up early. Garrett, he's like, I know what today is. All the boys knew, but he was, old enough to be aware. And so he was up pretty early, um, snooped around the stockings a little bit. And then, I don't know, maybe 7:30, 7:45, I woke up. The twins were starting to make a little bit of noise. And so I got them downstairs and they're like, oh, Santa was here. And, all the excitement. And I think by 8 o'clock, we cracked open the first present and everything was done by 9. And then it was, cleaning up cardboard, getting into the presents themselves. Yeah, it was a good time for those boys. So very, very happy. My favorite part of Christmas, at my age is just seeing the joy on their faces. So yeah, it was a good day for me.
Mhm. It's fun with little kids for sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So Melissa keeps like wanting to talk football.
What is there to talk
She
about? Like, is there anything going on?
one track mind type of girl. Football, football, football. She's like, and we got a wide receiver. And yes, we know. We're gonna get to it. We're
Uh,
gonna get to it.
So, with all that being said, before we lose Melissa,
And
let's
there's
get
basketball. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
let us begin. We're going to kick off tonight's show talking about that transfer portal. And there was a comment here, I believe it was from Fred. Yes, Minnie was tracking the portal like Santa on the NORAD radar yesterday.
It was sad because I kept trying to get back home to do a video on this new wide receiver because this is like a huge get for us. Huge. And on top of it, then we got another guy yesterday. So, oh my gosh, we have been stacking them up.
Where should we start with these tremendous transfer portal acquisitions, Minnie?
Okay, we should definitely start with the guy who committed yesterday. I love that he committed on Christmas.
It makes it more special.
It really does. It really does. So he has this is defensive back Andrew Marshall. He has 2 seasons remaining. He's coming from Idaho Vandals. And I know you guys are like, "Oh, that's not that big of a deal." The thing is, he was their star punt returner.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking this guy doesn't have the dropsies. He actually gets yardage after a catch, and he's even scored. I know. I know. It's possible that I mean,
So this one's going to be for you as well as for the chat. Have we had a punt return for a touchdown since like DeMornay Pearson L? I feel like he was the last one. Anybody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong on that.
Are you doing some trivia already? Huh.
No, I was just it was more.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's trivia. I think it was more topical fact checking. That's what it was. Topical fact checking.
Trivia.
No, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I'm getting yelled at by you, and I'm getting people in the comments like Justin and Melissa who agree with me, so I'll take it. Now, a dynamic punt returner. Boy, howdy, just wait till Ed Foley gets his hands on him.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
who the Vandals were? What, did they change their name?
I don't think we're allowed to ask questions.
I know. I know. Can I Greggle it? Can I please Greggle it?
Go, please. While you Greggle and find that answer,
now, I will tell you how I feel about this. I don't normally approve of this.
Okay, well, you do that. So he averaged 40.9 yards per kickoff return on 8 attempts, but still, that's over 320 kick return yards. And he housed one. He also averaged 10.7 yards per punt return on 14 attempts, also scoring on one. So I do feel like if you have a punt return for a touchdown, but you only average 10.7 yards per return, I feel like somewhere in there that stat is skewed. But I'll take the fact that we're getting a return man in here who has housed 2 kicks, has 2 special teams touchdowns. So Fred says Ed Foley will have that poor kid fair catching and not fair catching at the completely opposite times in no time.
Oh, no, I hope not. Okay, I don't see anything on Wikipedia. Do you know, Greg?
I don't. All right, we're going to put him on the spot now. Mr. Keene, who were the Vandals?
Yeah. All right.
Never mind me says 10 yards per punt return is better than we've had in a long time. That's true. But Mr. Matney, who he was supposed to have a change of heart last week, so I don't know what's going on here.
I know.
Says, do we still have the same special teams coach?
We do, for now.
Okay. Aaron says they were an ancient Germanic tribe, so apparently it has nothing to do with the Idaho or the school, but the Vandals themselves. Okay.
Okay.
And
ancient Germanic tribe.
Vandalism.
Donkey.
Katie Horde says the Vandals were the Goths. The sacked Rome led to Alaric the Great in 410 AD.
Is she typing this as Haas is telling her? I have a feeling. No. Haas is whispering in her ear right now.
Fred says those Vandals toppled my people's empire, the pricks. So. Yes, that's Haas.
I thought so.
And living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart podcast, says, I thought the Vandals were a music group in the 1960s.
Yeah, that's what
they were that too. And some members of the Holger Maniacs would know.
Wait, you can't say that without,
Oh, you're right. Allow me to jazz up the place just a little bit. The Holger Maniacs, brother, which very soon, as soon as I get off my lazy butt, will be an official part of that video package.
Yes.
Where I'll but otherwise coming out of it saying Holger Maniacs, it's fine. But my producer is really wants that done. So as soon as the show is over, I'm going to record that so we can get it put into the video and everybody will be happy. Right, Minnie?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Happy to help. All right. So any more on Mr. Marshall?
Oh, just that, I think it's really interesting that two of the special team players that we really needed this year, they went and took care of.
Mm-hmm.
A punt returner. Not that IGC is not a good one, but we needed people. We needed people so that Bushini didn't have to tackle.
Right.
I just feel like it just okay.
Well, I'll say this too to IGC. I think his role was more just to not muff the punt.
Yes.
Secure hands. Yeah. If you got a couple yards out of it, great. But honestly, just maintain possession.
And he's gone after this year. And the second one was the long snapper.
Yes.
I hate to tell you guys I told you so, but
she can't resist an opportunity to tell us that she told us. So
we've been talking about it. I don't know how they didn't know this time last year. So
if we're gonna start talking long snappers,
yeah,
I'm gonna start drinking.
Oh, this is different. Oh, it's your holiday cheer.
Is that blurrier than it should be?
It's a little blurry. It's a little blurry. That's better. Yeah. All right. Wait, where's your... they haven't heard this in a while. Are you really going to make them go without?
Oh gosh. I'm sorry. What am I thinking? What's Greg drinking today? What's Greg drinking today? Whoa.
Why does Aaron Keene need to be put in concussion protocol? I just am curious. What did he do? Let's watch him to make sure he's okay.
Follow the finger.
Okay. So the second guy, what?
Floor play. Classic floor play. You're welcome, Fred.
What would you say if I told you we got... Oh no, I forgot the picture. Never mind, let's move on.
No.
Yeah, just for a second. Move past Dangy, because I actually have a really good picture. I even made myself a note.
Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says we need a BTS producer for all our little intros and side gimmicks and everything else that we do. We do. We can't afford one. But you're not wrong. So.
We definitely do. It would be nice.
All right. So
Can you move on to Dasan McCullough? Would you mind doing that?
Do you want to skip our wide receiver?
Just for a second, and then we'll go back to him.
Perfect. So Dasan or Dason or McCullough, who is a linebacker, has a year of eligibility remaining. He I can talk. It's cool. He is a transfer from Oklahoma. You know what to say about Oklahoma, don't you?
What?
Where the wind
and the antelope play where seldom is heard, a discouraging word. Am I right? Is that where you're going?
I was thinking of Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
Oh.
And the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain.
Oklahoma.
I think Husker Chuck's like, how did I fall into an Oklahoma Sooner show? What the hell's going on here? Now this is definitely Haas. Oklahoma, where wusses come weeping down the plain. And Aaron Keene says, "What in the boomer schooner was that?" Well, I've been accused of being a boomer, so different type of boomer. But anyway, so let's talk a little bit about Mr. McCulloch. He played the cheetah position at Oklahoma. That's their hybrid.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Mhm.
Cheetah. That sounds like he must be fast.
I would think, it's a hybrid linebacker, defensive back. I would say speed is probably key to that position. Maybe a bigger bodied safety or a little bit quicker linebacker. This will not be his first stint in the Big Ten. He went to Oklahoma from Indiana. He played in 12 games as a freshman and earned all Big Ten honors. He's a former 4-star recruit out of Kansas. And now he's just basically he put on his travel bag and has visited most of the spots in the Midwest now.
He certainly has, but it's really exciting. I guess he got injured in 2023, and not this guy. I was thinking of somebody else. Sorry.
Kojak says, I thought he had 2 years left.
What did I say on my notes?
Notes say 1 year of eligibility remaining. It could be a typo. Things happen.
I doubt it, because I doubt I make very many mistakes, Kojak. No offense.
Mr. Matney says, a cheetah is a different position. Michigan has a cheater. And Kojak says she's right.
I like that.
She meaning you, Minnie. He injured his foot last year.
Thank you, Kojak. Thank you, Kojak. I appreciate that. Okay, now I have that other ready.
Okay, perfect. Otherwise, I was ready to go to the next player on the list.
Who is who?
Justin Rhett.
You can do that first.
He's another defensive back. He is coming to Lincoln from Georgia. Oh, I've very luckily picked, because it looked like there are 2 players in Georgia colors in our little photo queue. So I'm just glad I picked the right one. But Justin Rhett has 3 seasons of eligibility left. He was from Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas. And after an injury, he got lost in the depth chart as a safety at Georgia. So we definitely need some depth at the DB position. So let's add him in the mix and see what he can do, right?
Okay. I have to always take an opportunity to get extra credit. I'm an overachiever like that. Aaron Keene says, extra credit if Minnie knows who Kojak was. Was that the dog who went senile and kind of was trapping people in the car?
That was Cujo, the Stephen King novel.
Oh, bummer. Who was Kojak? Greg, you were raising your hand. You want to tell us?
No, I just wanted to inform you that I knew that it was not the dog.
Everyone's like, no. Good Lord, no. Okay. Sorry.
LMAO 0 for 2.
Jeez. You guys.
Melissa says he was a cop. He was a bald cop. It was a crime drama.
Oh.
From 1973. So it's
that's
older
why
than
I
you
don't
are.
know. Yeah.
I've heard of, I never watched Kojak, but I had heard of the show. I had to look it up. I had to Greggle it. You know how unlike some people on this show, I have no problem Greggling things. And just, for those of you who are like, what is this Greggle thing? What's Greggle? Bam, Greggle.
Yeah. We know.
Well, not everybody. I mean, Kojak is new. So I figured Kojak needed to know.
All
High
right.
five to everybody.
What do you think that guy's tattoo is on his calf? Does that look like a one of the ape men or something?
The ape men, from Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks like Jesus. That's not
What?
just me being in the spirit of the moment. I'm gonna look at Justin Rhett tattoo.
Are you seriously looking that
I
up?
am.
Okay. Do you think you're going to find it through getting Greggle?
Anything's possible.
The things you find on Greggle, I have no idea. Make sure you clear your caches. That's all I know.
Whoa, hey, easy now. I haven't spelled Justin correctly, and it's Justin Rhett. I'm gonna put Georgia.
Somebody
Leg.
said Dr. Zeus? Zeus? Zeus?
I don't know who that is.
Mm.
Husker Chuck says it's a terrible drawing of his mom. And,
that is really, really bad.
And Aaron Keene says it's an Ed Foley tattoo.
Well, now we're going to have the chance to find out because he will be playing for us.
Yeah, there's no way that I'm going to be able to honestly pull this. I can't pull it. I'm not going to be able to find a clear enough image. So let's just roll forward.
Okay. The thing I like about Justin Rhett is the connection to Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas, because I hate to inform you guys, but our latest Bishop Gorman Husker has entered the transfer portal.
No.
I know.
Who?
Xander Rugaroli.
Oh, no. He didn't even get a shot.
Nope.
He didn't even get a shot. Doggone.
I know. But those, Bishop Gorman, they are like the football prep school that we want to have a good connection with.
Well, there's them. There's IMG Academy.
Yep.
I think from the ones out west, Bishop Gorman is probably in the top 5. I think you're 100% spot on there. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but
now we got a new guy from Bishop Gorman, so kind of made up for it. Yeah, it did.
So we out with the old and in with the new.
Yeah, it evens out.
It
evens out.
Balance in life. All right. Are you ready for us to jump back up to the other one?
Yeah, because this is what I was going to give you if I were able to make a video, but I wasn't because it's Christmas.
Look at that.
Dane Key commits to Nebraska. He is a wide receiver from Kentucky. And this kid is one of the go-to players that they've had. He's played for 3 years at Kentucky, and he's been through 3 different offensive coordinators.
Yeah, that's tough.
I know. But, when asked about what it was like, he said, it's interesting because you get to learn football from different perspectives. So you can take it, take what you learn and add on to it. And I thought that was a really positive way of looking at it. I mean, most kids would be like, yeah, it sucked. It's been a challenge, but he's looking at the positives. And go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll let you finish. I'm sorry.
No, you.
I was going to say, at the end of the Pelini era, through the Mike Riley era, and the beginning of Scott Frost, I believe we had, in that 5-year period, I think we had 4 different defensive coordinators. So from that standpoint, it is incredibly difficult for there to, I appreciate his approach to it and his mentality. I don't think he's wrong, but maybe you can get away with that at the position level, but at the coordinator level, that's incredibly difficult to maintain any semblance of cohesion. So
yeah. Well, the thing I loved about this in particular, this commit or transfer is because his connection with our new wide receivers coach,
Right.
Jaquil Shorts. And when you look up what other players have to say about Jaquil Shorts, they are like, number one thing, he is great at creating relationships with people, like showing he cares. Number two, he's going to push you as hard as he can possibly push you. Like somebody said, he came around and headbutted all of us or something. Like he's just like hardcore. Like football's all that matters.
And I love the
And
fact they got him in this quiet time before the bowl game because he's gone to work, and I think you shared with me, it's something that Nebraska football social media put out a video about him getting in there working with the guys and working on perimeter blocking and things like that, and he's challenging them right away. He's making sure that they are not just ready for this Saturday but ready for next season as well.
yeah, I'm really, really excited about that because, you look at the Ja'Cory Barney Jr. and you look at like, I don't know if Carter Nelson's going to stay at wide receiver or not, but
Jalen Lloyd.
Jalen Lloyd, I mean, I just want to see these guys that have so much potential. We know they have potential. I want to see them just flying around, making those perimeter blocks and, making those catches and then taking off.
I think it's really
Wait, I
interesting.
can't wait for Saturday. I can't wait for Saturday because of this. This is going to be really exciting. We have all of these new coaches that have really stepped up our game.
Dane Key, I think it was Fred said earlier on when we started talking about portal acquisitions, and we were hinting at some of the players that we'd be discussing. He said, and Fred, I apologize, I'm going to paraphrase at best, something about I heard we got a key wide receiver. Like one of those, see what I did there. See, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing: Dane Key didn't just come to Nebraska from Kentucky. He's from Lexington. Like Lexington is his hometown. But he's listed as 6'3". He's 21 years old and 6'3", 209. And he's going to be, as long as he can catch the ball a little bit. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. I was just adding to, he's going to be like one of those big wide receivers on the outside.
Right. I mean, and hopefully more consistent than Jamal Banks. I don't know if we had it,
I mean, I love Jamal Banks. Let's cut him a break.
He was our leading receiver. Okay, maybe we'll say hopefully more consistent than Isaiah Nayor, who
Thank you.
declared for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
I hope well, I'm not going to denigrate him. But good luck to him. And thanks for opening up a roster spot. So, Kojak says, watching his highlights, I'd say he's the most NFL ready wide receiver we've had here in many years.
I kind of thought that too. I really did. And this kid, one thing I love about him is he's intelligent. Just listening to him talk, you know that he's very serious about football, but he's an intelligent person.
He's a communications major.
So, oh, is he really?
He is.
Well, that would make sense.
I'm telling you. I wasn't a communications major, but I did get into mass communications. So something about being in the media that inherently makes you a few IQ points. It's the media bump, we call it, the media bump.
Really? That's a thing?
No. But I mean, yes, totally.
Shut up.
You've been on the show a year. Has anything that I've exhibited in the last year given you any indication that I have any higher IQ than this hat right here? Like, no, I'm just a pretty face and
Oh, yeah.
and a microphone. That's me.
You were here for movie and song lyric, like anything we need to know about that.
That's me. I'm just waiting for somebody to say, "What did he say about a pretty face?" No, that's not him at all. So, all right, who do we have next? So, I guess we're all going all the way down to our quarterback, correct?
Yeah.
Our quarterback portal acquisition, which I'll be honest with you, with who's our starting quarterback? I can't remember his name. Why does the name Damien come to mind? Oh, Dylan, and then we have TJ Lateef, and eventually we have Dayton. Right? Like, how many quarterbacks do you need? I get we lost Danny Kalen, but we still have Jalen Gramstead. So
Jalen Gramstead is listed second on the depth chart this weekend, and I'm excited about that. I mean, we'll see, but this Marcus.
Thanks, Justin.
Davila. How do you say it?
I say Marcos Davila.
Davila. Okay. He is from Midland, Texas. Do you know anything about Western Texas?
I know that they have oil money and football.
That's all they have. That's
it.
Okay.
That's it. Boom.
Basically, it's
2 for 2.
Football. I think that's where Friday Night Lights was actually filmed, or like based off of.
Yeah, Permian, Texas.
There's a place called Odessa, Midland. It's actually like two cities that are kind of like put in. Yes, it is a wasteland. You're right, but they have football, so we like it. That's all they have. That's all that matters there. So these kids from Midland play Texas probably from the time before they can even walk. And that's where he's from. He's like the same size as Dylan Raiola.
Oh, gosh.
He's 6'3", 233 pounds. And did I get a picture of him?
I don't know. Did you?
I don't think I did. Shoot.
Kind
of looks a little bit like Dylan too. And why is this funny?
I just like the wording of it. I'm not laughing at the accuracy of it. I just because sometimes I revert back to being like 13, 14, 15 years old. And Pinstripe Husker says, if the earth has a butthole, it's West Texas.
Yeah, thank you. Yes. This is what I normally say. And I'll ask you to actually
no, you got to say it.
I don't want to say. No, I don't want to. But this is, I say it's the armpit. New Mexico, well, Las Cruces in particular is the armpit.
What you got against Las Cruces?
Have you been there?
No, I've never been to the American Southwest.
If you ever went to Las Cruces, you just want to get out. That's why everybody leaves. I have lots of friends from Las Cruces.
They're not there anymore?
No,
they got out.
Definitely. They come here to Phoenix. And what do I have against armpits? Not much, really.
Guess it depends on if they're
show your armpit.
Properly deodorized, I suppose, right?
I guess so. As long as they're like maintained, it's fine.
I mean, I don't exfoliate mine, but I do shower and deodorize every day, so I guess I'm okay. Moving on. All right. Anything more about Marcos Davila?
So he's very similar to Raiola. We'll probably utilize him a lot in the short passes, get the ball out quick if and when he plays. But he also has a strong arm, just like Raiola. And they're both, their strength is passing, not necessarily running, because they're big guys with that big frame, but they can run.
Good.
Okay.
Real quick, talk about armpits. Ted Hilker says, try Western Wyoming in the wintertime with 80-mile-an-hour winds. That's my armpit place, LOL. That sounds, Ted, honest to God, brutal, inhumane.
Is that on the other side of the Rockies? Is that why?
The west side of the,
Okay.
I feel like that'd be like -40 wind chill.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That would not be fun. I mean, I don't like to be cold.
Well,
I don't like to be Southern Illinois cold. I don't want to be Western Wyoming cold.
There's just nobody out there. Wyoming is just, kind of barren. Anyways.
They got a lot of money in Wyoming, too. Fred says, their quarterbacks, I'd hope their strength is passing. That's how football works. Tell that to
Fred.
Generations of option quarterbacks at Nebraska. Am I right? Am I right? Self high five. Oh, yeah. Oh, he says east. Damn it, Ted. You can't go changing directions like that, man. Maybe
I agree
with
Cheyenne. Have you been to Cheyenne, Wyoming?
No. But
it's the most disappointing capital that you'll ever go to.
Bet you I can top it. I've been to a few disappointing capitals. But I'll say this. My first ever radio football broadcast was in Wyoming, Torrington, Wyoming, way back in the day. And so that was 21 and a half years ago almost. So, okay.
Wow.
Thanks, Ted.
That's
now
neat.
I feel old. All right. Did we mention that Davila is transferring from Purdue?
No, we didn't.
Okay. He's transferring from Purdue.
Yep.
Okay. And then we can spend, just a couple minutes talking about some of these other transfers that I know we've talked about last week?
We've already talked about them, but I just wanted to mention them just so we know, like keep it in the back of our minds so we know who's coming.
Right back here.
Yeah. So we have the wide receiver, Isaiah Hunter, that I did a video on last week. And thank you so much for pointing out how nervous I was, Aaron Keene. Or no, was it? No, it was Jason Reeves. Yeah, thanks. It's hard. It's so hard to do a video just by yourself without looking at somebody. Like I can talk to anybody as long as I have a face. So yeah, he did it. I knew it. Anyways, but he's going to be really good. He came from Cal. And then we have the defensive lineman, Gabe Moore. He came from Georgia, didn't he? I didn't put on here where Jalen George came from Georgia. Gabe Moore came from, was it Kansas?
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State. And then we have that punter, Jack Hammer McAllister.
Boom. Where's Kaylee to get her flowers on that one?
I know. That's a good nickname. And then we have the long snapper, Kevin Galick.
Yes, from New Hampshire.
Best long snapper in the portal. Best long snapper we could hope for.
Now, let me ask you this. I haven't done the research. When it comes to long snappers, I know you tend to. How many long snappers were in the portal?
I don't know.
Like, that's like saying that I'm my mom's favorite son. By process of elimination, I'm the only one. So if he's the best long snapper in the portal, and he's the only long snapper in the portal, I'm just kidding. All right.
Okay. Well, and then he's going to be good.
Raji knows the answer 3.
Look at him.
I mean, I'm not fact checking that, so he might just be making up a number. And Justin, even if you are, man, I appreciate that because that's contributing.
I love it.
Look at you participating.
Then we have the defensive lineman, Williams Nwaneri.
From Missouri.
Right. He's from Missouri. That's right. Yeah. So 11 so far.
That's a good haul.
Yeah. This is right. Fred is right. Gaelic was rated at 89.1, which is pretty big. Because our long snapper this season was rated as like 25.
I was going to say, didn't you say that the two we had on roster didn't equal Gaelic's rating or his total?
Yeah. So
That's
how weird is it that we can get this excited about a long snapper?
Well, when your long snapping's bad enough for long enough, you're gonna get yeah, you're gonna get excited about any improvement. So
It's true.
but Fred, we appreciate you fact checking that one, buddy, and also throwing a little bit of shade at Ed Foley because
Yeah, that's
he
what you
needs
do.
it.
That's what he does.
Here, before we depart the long snapper conversation, Mr. Matney has a question.
I like that.
Is anyone concerned that the long snapper was a problem to begin with? Shouldn't that have been fixed before it was even a problem?
Okay, here's the problem.
Okay.
You've got a long snapper on the roster for 4 years. 4 years.
Yeah, what was his name again?
Camden Witucky. He never played a game.
No. I'm sorry. The one you had. Who did we lose after last year? Marco
Ortiz. But we only had him for 1 year.
Gotcha.
But Camden Witucky never even played a snap. Never.
That's problematic.
Prior to that. Yeah. So we just went with him because, I mean, who thinks that it's going to be a problem, right?
I think with a lot of teams, they have that mentality of if you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. If you can't be with the long snapper you love, you got Cameron Witucky over here. Let's throw him out there and see what happens.
I feel really bad that we keep mentioning his name, but
he is a college football player. He needs to be okay taking a little heat.
I didn't curse us, Melissa. I knew.
No, it's gonna be my fault. She's gonna blame me.
This didn't add up in my mind. I'm like, wait, we have literally the best long snapper graduating. He has no more eligibility. And we have a guy taking over for him that has never played a snap. I was really concerned. Maybe I made him a little nervous pointing that out. I don't know. It just, didn't seem right.
Thank you, Melissa. Mm-hmm. And also thank you, Minnie, for not blaming me.
You're welcome. We did have some really positive news, though.
Yes.
You want to know what it was?
Yes.
Vincent Shavers Jr. received a black shirt.
That's tremendous. As a freshman.
Yeah.
It makes all sense. I know his playing time, his productivity earned him more playing time, which again earned him greater productivity. And with the departure of Jamari Butler in the portal, made all the sense in the world for Mr. Shavers to not just earn the black shirt, but he has one of those coveted single-digit spots as well.
He does. He's had that single digit since Jamari Butler, I think it was right before the Rutgers game, was switched to number 10. And then Vincent Shavers was given number 1, which is huge.
Yeah.
As a freshman. I mean, that's voted on by your teammates.
Right.
And the black shirts are given out by you know who.
The fans. No, I'm kidding.
The defensive coordinator.
I know. That was a joke.
So John Butler has seen this kid all season long and is like, that kid right there. He's it. So he is going to be the next I don't know. Do I even dare say somebody amazing from the early 2000s? No, I can't say that. Okay.
No,
Well,
I'm not entirely sure where
let's-
you're going. I'm like, let's not put any more pressure on these kids.
well, he's going to be really good. I think we can expect that. Are kids falling out of bed?
Sounds like it. Sounds like sounds like there's a disco going on upstairs.
Huh.
Craziness. Yeah, Melissa's like, don't curse him.
Jeez. I don't curse people. Maybe.
Husker Chuck says, let's compare them to those guys from the 50s.
Levante David. Oh, Justin Raji said that. Not me. Not me. Not me.
Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says, don't say it. And Pinstripe Husker says, after dark bunk bed WWE in a bedroom upstairs. It's the masked Matthew versus rambunctious Robert in a no-holds-barred bunk bed match.
Who would win?
Oh, Robert would beat the shit out of him. Like, honest to God, if it was truly no holds barred, Matthew wouldn't stand a chance. Robert's got 10 pounds on him, which you wouldn't think is a lot, but when it's like 34 pounds and 44 pounds, it kind of makes a difference.
Oh, you mean this kid?
That sweet little cherub faced, he's brutal. Although Matthew, and I say this, Matthew will sucker punch a bitch.
Oh gosh.
Because we did the routine every night. You know, we read a story, do some prayers, play a song, and then I tuck him in, give him hugs and kisses. And after I gave him a kiss, he goes, bam.
What? Oh my goodness gracious.
I mean, I said, I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna get your brother, and then I'm back. And he's like, I'm sorry, Daddy.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Well, he's only 3.
He's almost 4. I think after 4, that's when the gloves come off, and I'll be like, listen here. No, he's fun. I mean, they're both funny. They're both like, I'll pick them up, and to make a point, like I'll put them up against the wall, but they're giggling and I'm laughing. I'm like, hey, you can't hit people on the head. So they're cute.
Sounds cute. It sounds cute. Well, okay. So, I know you guys have all been very excited about talking crap to me about how Heinrich Harburg is so wonderful.
He is so wonderful.
And apparently other people agree with you because he is now transitioning into a tight end.
Yeah, boy.
Did you see that?
All
of our Husker dreams. No, we didn't. We haven't talked about it yet because the depth chart just came out.
Oh, okay. The official. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking about it all season long. Like, wouldn't it be great if he was a tight end? But, of course, they couldn't do that without a really good backup. So, now, I mean, he's listed 3rd on the quarterback depth chart and 2nd on the tight end depth chart.
I think it's really important to know that as far as like when they were practicing this week, he has not been wearing the green quarterback jersey.
I
know. So
really
I remember when it was the Minnesota game, first game of the season last year, he was a tight end for Jeff Sims. And then eventually Jeff Sims got hurt and then he had to take over. So.
Yeah. Oh, you're right.
Fred says, I wasn't saying I wish Heinrich Harburg was a tight end. I was saying he should have started a quarterback after we fell apart midseason. It's
still the Christmas season. I'm going to let that one slide.
if you think about it, today's only the second day of Christmas. So,
Yeah, you have 1 week to get your act together, Fred.
it'll be 1 week to get your act together, Fred. Kojak says Heinrich is a beast and near the top of the list of how I can't forgive Satterfield for being clueless. Said he couldn't figure out how to get production out of the kid.
I know. I kind of agree. Yeah. I really, actually, that's probably right at the top of the list. Because how could you let somebody who's so athletic and just loves to ball just sit there and watch?
I mean, it's the same thing that Mark Whipple did. You know, Mark Whipple gave him no shot at quarterback. At least whether it was under emergency
Mark Whipple he's dead to me. Okay.
Well, you know, okay. I didn't know I was sitting here across from Haas again.
Well, there's a couple things that Haas and I agree on. That is one of them for sure.
I think if I were to say Mark Whipple on a show with Haas now, he would just drop out of the show. He'd be like, "Nope, I'm out." I don't think he'd put up with that crap. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. But Heinrich is a tremendous athlete, and the fact that they're finding any way to get him on again, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they utilize some element of trickeration. And that when we get to the end of the show, that might be a hot take. That might be my ridiculous prediction or something like that. Whatever we call that these days. So, but I wouldn't be surprised. It's one of those situations of you put your best athletes on the field.
Mm-hmm. So, I like that. Absolutely, you put your best athletes on the field. That's the one thing about Nebraska that we have going for us is that for certain if you come and play for Nebraska, you are going to have a shot. Week to week, you will have a shot at playing because they will only, there's not loyalty, at least not anymore. We've definitely flushed that down the toilet. Like all you have to do is perform during practice and you have a shot at playing on Saturday.
3 back-to-back comments I want to highlight here. First, Fred says they'll use Heinrich as more than a tight end, rest assured. Kojak says, when I heard Whipple told Heinrich he didn't even consider him a quarterback and left him out of the quarterback meetings, that's the moment I realized the Frost was way more of a failed head coach. And then Mr. Matney here, I'm sorry, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast.
Can we just go back to that one comment from Kojak? Okay, I have a thought on this. It may be unpopular, may not. I think Frost, the reason we hired Frost is for his offensive mind. And for him then to have to transition to like a CEO type role, head coach, CEO, which was Trev Alberts doing.
No.
I think, yes, it was too.
It was Moose. Moose hired him.
No, Trev Alberts said, we're going to change things up and you're going to now be the CEO, more of a CEO head coach. Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
And I just think that if you would have let him be more of the offensive minded, coach, because I remember him standing up in a press conference saying, well, you try and tell Whipple that, to one of the reporters,
right?
Because you can't tell Whipple anything.
So
I don't know. I just think that it was more, if we would have let him be more of the offensive coordinator type head coach, it would have been better.
So let me ask you this. Let's say we had a phone booth, a DeLorean, or for some of you more nerdy individuals out there, a TARDIS. Instead of hiring him as the head coach and giving him the reins immediately, would you rather have hired him as the offensive coordinator under someone who he could learn from and then kind of take over that head coaching role after a few years?
Who would you have as the head coach, though?
I have no idea because I don't know who was available at that time, honestly. And it was, I guess, maybe an unfair question for me to ask, but I'm just saying whether it was, an unretired, not unretired, but like a younger Tom, somebody who could have got the job done, who could have, maintained a particular balance of things while, Frost, I would say, for lack of a term, grew up a little bit more, didn't necessarily feel all the pressure immediately where he could ease into becoming the head. I don't know.
I don't think most people are cut out to be a head coach in football, especially the way it is today. I think you have to. The reason that you become a football coach is because you love to coach football. Head coaches hardly get to coach football. You have to do so many other things.
That's true.
And I don't think that their skill set is necessarily like the strongest in running a gigantic, sometimes multiple millions and even into the billions type company. It's too difficult. There's too many things to manage for you to even be able to coach. And I think that's the way things were transitioning. Once there was that NIL, we were going to allow NIL. That's when, excuse the expression, please. That's when the shit hit the fan. And
I think you can say that without having to apologize for
it. Well, I don't like to use expressions like that, but that is for football. That is what happened, because we were like, okay, even then, like you could transfer, but you only had this much eligibility, or you had to sit out a year. And then, yes, you can go and play, but you can't pay players, and you only have this many scholarships. When the NIL agreement got involved, oh my gosh, it is its own animal. And it created this like big ball within college football that has to be managed. So I don't know. I agree, David Matney. I from what I've heard, he was not a great leader, but I think he was a great offensive mind.
Mr. Keene says, when the feces hit the circular wind machine. If you're looking for a nicer way to...
I like that.
say.
Feces. So much better.
Yeah, you know what? Let's move on. The past is the past.
What do you not want to add to that? Like, what do you think about head coaches now?
No, I think that there's not much more to add. They are.
Did you agree or disagree? What do you think?
I would agree. For instance, they're more of a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, organization, if you will.
Do you think a Bo Pelini could survive as a head coach today?
No. Not. I mean, just think about this. If you're the CEO of a corporation, you have shareholders, you have a board. We're the shareholders, right? The fans are the shareholders. The regents, the administration, they're the board, and Bo Pelini has no boardroom acumen.
Okay, I'm starring your prediction, Boardman, and have a great weekend.
You're leaving? Oh man! See you, buddy.
No, you're right, but we do now have,
right.
It just seems like everybody, especially the fans. Holy cow! Could you imagine dealing with us?
No, I think it'd be interesting to like Freaky Friday switch places with Matt Rule for a day so that to see all that he has to, do, how he processes, whether it's X or, Twitter, whatever, fan reaction, things like that, just to see how he processes all the information that he has coming in, I think it'd be fascinating.
I like these comments that are coming in. Fred Sacco says Bo Pelini couldn't survive when college football was normal. It's kind of true. But Husker Jack says Bob Devaney would be a great coach today. He had the gift.
Fact.
He did have, yes, he had that thing that Rule has leaned into, and that is the ability to see change and adjust to it. A lot of people don't want to see change. They're like, change, like it's a bad thing, but it's just change. You gotta deal with it. You gotta roll with it. Like Rule said many times, what are the rules today? In the NCAA, like how are we playing today?
Right.
Because it's changing all the time.
No, that's true. I
think Bob Devaney was very similar. I mean, he's the one that brought strength training to college football in general because of his open-mindedness.
I think Bob Devaney would be among those who was like on the committee to make some of those changes. Like I think his voice would be heard in some of those meetings. So, and then Kojak says, current reality, Matt Rule's crushing it as our leader and CEO of the team. Kojak, you need to come around more, man. We need this uplifting.
It's so good.
Optimism. It's not always as sunshiny as you think. Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says, I would take Pelini over Riley or Frost. And you know what, David? I would too. Riley, I've said this for years. I said this at the beginning. Riley was the palate cleansing sorbet after Bo Pelini. We knew who he was when he got here. He didn't change. He was a 500 coach. And then Frost inherited a feces show and then made it so much worse. So,
hey, just real quick.
Yeah.
Justin Raji goes, it wasn't Bob Devaney who brought the strength training program to Nebraska. It was Tom Osborne who suggested it. I know. But, Bob Devaney was the head coach at that time. So we're both right. Is that fair? Is that fair?
And here's the thing. Mr. Matney's not wrong. Riley, still a good person.
Yeah.
But a 500 coach.
Wow.
And if you want to be a 500 coach, you cannot be at Nebraska.
It's true.
All right. I don't know if you know this. We're only on the very beginning of page 2 of a 3-page format.
I know.
Let's talk about this bowl game. This is the last time I'm going to say it. Yeah. Obviously, because the show is or the game is Saturday. This is Nebraska's first bowl game since the Obama administration.
Thank you. Last time you promise.
I might say it on Saturday before kickoff.
Don't. No.
So let's talk about Nebraska and Boston College in the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx this Saturday. Minnie, the team arrived this week on Tuesday, I believe, Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing they did is go to Central Park and have a snowball fight.
No. The first thing they did, the cutest thing ever, because we get to see all these snippets of what they're doing in New York, which is done so well. It's almost like, we haven't had very much interaction with them. We haven't seen very much. The Chasing 3 was very limited. I felt it was limited.
Right.
And we haven't had a whole lot of access because of all the coaches changing and just lots of stuff going on. Well, now it's like they ripped the Band-Aid off and we have all of this like behind the scenes stuff, and the guys are like in Times Square, just having a ball. They're partying on the plane. I mean, they are just being kids, going to New York City. Like, I love watching that. It gets me excited.
It's fun to live vicariously through people you don't know.
Well, I feel like I do. I'm sorry. I just do.
That's fine.
I know a lot of things about them for people I don't know.
Vince Dominguez, who is not a regular part of the Holger Maniacs here, but Vince come back, says, I'm glad the boys are having fun in New York. Definitely look like they were. Times Square, Central Park. We talked about the snowball fight, right, that they had. They got snow in New York City over the holidays, so
Yeah.
good on them.
They've had a few flakes today, and it was a little chilly. So we're kind of looking at the same weather on Saturday.
Not in Arizona, of course, but
well, no, I mean there.
But what they've been practicing in is what they'll experience on game day.
Yeah.
Melissa says Monday they practiced the Giants field. I did see that they were in, I guess, East Rutherford, New Jersey, where the Giants play. The new Meadowlands, I believe. And Pinstripe Husker said, let me see if I can do this right. Let me see if I can get into character. Bad boy does make a good mower, I tell you what. That's not it. That's not a good Hank Hill. Pitt, I apologize. I owe you better. It's kind of tough. I don't know if I can.
Okay, not so deep.
Not so deep.
Not so deep of a voice. More like.
Do you watch King of the Hill? Like, are you?
Oh yeah.
Are you, okay, I didn't know. I didn't know King of the Hill was in your adult animation repertoire.
For sure.
Okay. Bad boy does make a good mower, I tell you what.
Better.
All right.
A little too Southern.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't have to be quite that diehard.
It's been so long since I watched King of the Hill, so
I tell you what, Bobby.
That boy ain't right. I tell you what. If I say the that boy ain't right, I feel like I get closer to it. Making up words that I never heard Hank Hill say. It's throwing me off. So.
Yeah, say this word.
You have to say what?
There you go. That was it.
Tony says the turf at Yankee Stadium is terrible. I hope your players don't get hurt, brother. We hope they don't get hurt either. So, thank you. I didn't know that. I had not heard that. I was not aware of the turf at Yankee Stadium.
Either.
So,
not happy about that.
Here we go. A little shout out to a local business. Nebraska City has a bad boy dealership. They are heavy duty. So,
yeah, I saw the guys who own the company when I was looking, because I'm trying to put together a really cool thumbnail for the bull watching that we're going to do.
Right.
And it was like, two older gentlemen.
Bad boys are the equivalent of John Deere's high line of ZTRs, zero turn.
Oh, geez. Now you're talking Nebraska talk.
This is how we get the rural folk in.
I know. Let's talk mowers here. This is the mower section of tonight's podcast.
Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, says, did Dylan overthrow the target at the snowball fight? Did he miss it? Did he miss the target by 10 yards?
David Scrooge Matney.
You should know better, David. Come on now. Were you a John Redcord fan?
Yeah. It took me a second, but yeah. Absolutely.
Megan's here tonight. Says, happy holiday, friends. I've missed you all.
Hi, Megan.
We are definitely not going to shame you I'm not going to shame you for missing the last couple shows. I'm not the shaming part of this show. But Minnie, if there's anything you want to say to Megan about missing a couple shows.
Merry Christmas. I'm glad you're here, Megan.
Look at that. It's definitely the holiday season still, because If I'd have missed a few shows, I'd never hear the end of it. I'm just saying.
Well, girls get special treatment.
That seems preferential. That's
It is.
sexist.
And I don't care.
Okay. Well, all right. Okay.
Deal with it.
Well, all right. Have fun.
Oh, he's so mean. I swear. Oh, no. Put me on the other side.
No.
Put me on the other side.
All right, hold on. This is what we're going to do. All right, we're going to throw everybody off tonight now. We're going to do this. We're going to do a little bit of display names. Look at that. This is, all right. This is the new show, everybody.
This is old school.
All right, Minnie, you're in charge.
When Greg's in charge, there's not even a background. We know.
And you know what? It worked so well for so long.
No, it didn't. No, actually, it didn't. It needed some help, for sure.
Aaron Keene says, to be fair to Megan, if you're here ahead of Hanson, you ain't late.
It's true.
He messaged me, and I haven't even read it, but I saw the notification. 10:03. He says, "Don't forget games after the show, biatch."
Yeah,
because we always play like Wordle and that stuff. So,
oh, you
so
do? You play Wordle
every day?
Are you good at it?
I'm on like a 78-day streak.
I'm pretty good at it. I can't play it at all. Greg, people are calling for your boob light to come back. I mean, it is kind of sad that we don't ever get to see it.
Here, now you can see me. You can see the boob light. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, but you're not centered, so there's a problem.
That's fine, because at the end of the day, what people are really here for is right there. That's the money shot right there, everybody. You know.
Oh my gosh. One of these days it's going to turn on.
That's the goal. That is the goal. There you go. Minnie, scoot to your left.
My left?
Yeah.
Am I too far over?
No. That's right. Fred says, Minnie said Greg isn't said, and now she's attacking his chi. my chakras.
Yeah. Greg, your energy's off tonight.
Megan says, to be fair, I also appreciate a nice boob light. So
yeah, there you go. See?
The problem is I can't even see on the screen. I'm pointing right to it.
What kind of bulbs are in your light? May I ask? Are they like LED? Are they daylight?
They're good question. Let's flip on a boob. Hold on.
There are no wig lines. But you may see a wig line on Saturday. Because guess what, guys? Remember?
This is my old.
What is he doing? Remember we said if we were going to a bowl game, we're both going to wear wigs? Oh, no. He just turned it on. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. I think he's touching it.
You know, I just want to say, sometimes I think that maybe this show has ran its course, and then y'all want to see me do crazy shit like that, and I'm like, no, I'm right where I belong.
You didn't even get paid for that.
That's fine. You know what? You flick a boob light, you do that for free.
My gosh.
What's this comment from Pitt? Pitt, that's not nice. You owe her an apology.
He always says things like that.
No.
He likes to give me crap. He says, Minnie, I wouldn't give you crap if I didn't care about you. So I take it.
All right, everybody be on your best behavior. Act like we know exactly what we're doing here. Steve is here. He's new here. Says, hello, everyone. Go Big Red. Let's pretend we're not a bunch of sophomoric amateurs. Hello, Steve. Welcome to this fine Nebraska Cornhusker show. We were just about ready to talk about the bowl game on Saturday.
We weren't flicking boob lights or anything like that.
We definitely didn't turn on the boob light just now. So,
Yeah. Okay.
uh,
Let's talk about that
probably
game.
the best.
The
Steve,
upcoming
welcome
game.
in and buckle up.
I know. Poor Steve. He doesn't even know what to say.
I'll tell you what, it's
Greg,
a very welcoming comment section, the Holger Maniacs. As you can
they
see,
are.
you're being welcomed. Very friendly group of people. We're all just a little bit odd. So
Mhm.
welcome, Steve. So
As soon as we get somebody new, we're like, oh, welcome.
I love this one by Raji.
You
Steve, get
can't
ready for a
leave.
wild life.
Well, Greg, do you want to talk about this bowl game that we have coming up?
I do. I feel so. I feel like I'm in the right spot. I know Justin and others want us to switch back, but this is
I
the
know.
spot over here for
So
the
bizarre.
person who does the prep work. And I was tasked
I
a
know.
couple of hours ago with doing the prep work for this part of the show.
I actually said to Greg, you guys will be proud of me. I said, you do realize I am not your assistant.
I feel so bad.
I know. Everybody, give me like a.
Should we flip back? Justin's really freaking out with our
I know.
positioning.
It's okay. We can switch back. But you might be in for a surprise on Saturday, Justin.
Yep. All right. So I was tasked with prepping the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl pregame chat type section of the show. Kickoff is going to be at 11 o'clock Central on Saturday, December 28th from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Things we know. Oh, God. What am I missing?
What do I don't have alopecia. Jeez. Anyways, sorry.
Okay. Here's what we know about Boston College. I know I said a little bit of this. I didn't have the proper breakdown when we found out about the bowl game, and we're discussing it a couple weeks ago. But at 7-5, they did finish smack dab in the middle of the ACC. It's a 19-team league, 17-team league, and they were number 9. So 8 teams were better than them. 8 teams were worse than them. Yes, Fred, that's how math works. They opened their season with a 28-13 win in Tallahassee over Florida State. And as we all know, Florida State's season only got progressively worse from there. They only had 3 wins against teams with winning records. And really their only notable conference win came against 9-3 Syracuse. They did beat Pitt at the end of November, at the end of the regular season, 34-23. Pitt also finished with a 7-5 record, but they just, I believe today, lost their bowl game to Toledo. Minnie, I don't know if you saw that, 6 overtimes.
What?
6 overtime bowl game. Talk about a couple of teams and fans who got their money worth.
Whoa. That reminds me of the time I went to a Garth Brooks concert, and he ended up in Vegas, and he ended up playing for like an hour and a half longer than he was supposed to.
Is that good, bad, or wait? Now hold on.
I fell asleep.
When they're in residency in Vegas, I guess it's different than touring because they don't really have like an opening act.
Right.
So you expect the show to start at 8 o'clock and the show starts at 8 o'clock or whatever time it starts, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's not like, a lot of concerts you see, they're supposed to start at 7, but the opening act doesn't really start until 8:30, and then they play for an hour. Then you got to tear down, one set and stage and put up the other one. So the headliner doesn't really start until 10 o'clock.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. There's no headliner. He was just sitting up there with his guitar talking about his musical career. And quite honestly, it was one of the worst concerts I've ever been
Oh
to.
gosh. Well, there you go. Put that in the description. Minnie hates Garth Brooks.
No, I don't hate him. It's just you can't go on and on and on and on. Me. Jeez.
Did he play any of the Chris Gaines stuff?
No, he didn't.
All right.
But he played everybody else's music.
Weird.
I know.
Fred wants to know, did he play If Dylan Never Comes?
He didn't. If I could tell you who one of the best concerts I've ever been to was, in
best
contrast,
concert, worst concert. Okay.
Bryan Adams. Surprising,
Oh,
I know.
That'd be good. I mean, he's Canadian. Of course, it's good. He's going to be a good show.
No, he kept his same kind of feel, just a guy up there with his guitar, and he just kept talking about like his songwriting career. He considered himself a songwriter more than an artist, and he has written like every single major song ever.
Really?
Yeah. I think he wrote like The Lion King or something. I don't know. Just like great movies or great songs. I mean,
so we have it's the season of giving, Minnie, and we have some very dedicated Holger maniacs who are giving back. They're not giving back. They're paying,
guys,
I should say. So, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, gifted 5 coordination memberships. And just a moment ago, Justin Raji gifted a coordination membership.
So awesome. You guys, thank you.
Well done to you both. And
that is so awesome.
If you want to become a member of the Coordination YouTube channel, please do. And that way you get notified. Like, so we actually drop a lot of stuff exclusive to members first and then to the general public. For example, we a couple days ago, we put out our fun 5 Heart Theater from last week. And for a couple hours, it was exclusive only to members, and then opening it up to general. So, yeah. There's something worthwhile in being a member. You also get special member stickers, like the block letter N and a few others. So
you mean emojis?
Sure. Yes. I'm sorry. I misspoke. Thank you.
Because if you want a sticker, you have to buy it.
Okay. Well, I know. Thank you.
Have you gotten your sticker? Where are you going to put it?
I don't know.
You're not. You don't seem like you're a sticker kind of guy.
I tell you what, I'm so excited for this sticker, but I want to make sure that wherever I put it is something permanent. I know the fashionable thing to do is like put stickers on your laptop and things like that. But I'll be honest with you, my laptop's a few years old, so it's got probably more days behind it than in front of it. So wherever I put the sticker, I want it to be in a place of prominence. You know what? Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'm going to take this to a local tattoo guy and be like, I want this. And it went back here.
Nobody will ever see it, though.
Thanks. Wow. Moving on. Aaron Keene says, if we beat Boston College, I humbly submit that the next 5 Heart Theater production should be a musical.
Oh.
That's awesome. And I'm going to say this because one of us knows how to sing.
Hey, that's just hitting below the belt.
Now, hold on. I didn't say who.
He's asking. Oh, come on. We all know who. You show off.
Fred says, if Greg's Bikini Zone is a place of prominence, I may finally leave. Don't worry. He ain't got nowhere to go. Or no place to worry about. All right. So let's talk about this bowl game matchup that I spent a lot of time putting together. So again, they finished 7-5. They had win over Syracuse. They beat Pitt. They also beat Western Kentucky. It was the only other win they had over a team with a winning record. They 8-6. Western Kentucky finished up. It was a non-conference game in September. 6 of their 7 wins came at home, And as I mentioned, that other one was in Tallahassee against Florida State. Some players to keep an eye on Saturday. One would be their running back, Kai Robichaux. He ran 165 times this season for 725 yards, 10 touchdowns. He averaged about 60.4 yards per game. They actually experienced a little bit of quarterback controversy, Manny. I don't know if you're familiar with what happened in Chestnut Hills, Massachusetts.
I heard.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, let me tell you, Thomas Castellanos, he started 8 games and then he got injured.
Mhm.
And when he became injured, Grayson James took over as quarterback. And depending on what version of the story you hear, Castellanos was cleared to play, but was not given his starting job back. So he left the team. He jumped in the transfer portal, and he actually is going to be going to Tallahassee to be the quarterback for the Seminoles next year. Grayson James, who's expected to start on Saturday, played in 5 games, starting 4 after the injury. Finished with 80 completions on 125 attempts, 901 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. On the season, the favorite receiver based on targets and receptions was Lewis Bond. He had 60 receptions for 590 yards and 3 touchdowns, but they do have a deep threat, and that would be Reed Harris. Reed Harris had 461 yards on only 15 receptions. He had 4 touchdowns. He was averaging 30.7 yards per reception, and his longest was a 72-yard touchdown. So that's a little bit
against who? Do we know?
I didn't get that.
It kind of makes a difference. Kind of makes a difference.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Now,
That's okay.
Defensively, they have a very disruptive defensive end. At 6'2", I know that I'm going to butcher his last name. Donovan Ezi Ruaku. Donovan
Robichaux?
Robichaux, I think, is easier.
Okay.
But Ezi Ruaku, probably getting that wrong, finished the season with 80 tackles. 37 of those were solo. He had 16 and a half sacks for a cumulative loss of 91 yards. He had 1 pass breakup, 15 quarterback hits, 3 forced fumbles, and he was the Hendricks Award winner for the most exceptional defensive end in college football.
Oh, you know what, though? Didn't he enter the transfer portal?
I did not see where that was stated. I did look. I did not see that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just didn't see it.
I just wonder. Can you Greggle it real quick? Sorry.
I would be happy to.
Because I kind of thought I saw something that said, like, their top defensive guy entered. I know they have 7 players who entered the transfer portal, and one of them being the quarterback that you mentioned.
Let's see.
They didn't have many, though. Was it the?
I'm thinking here.
Ezra.
I think it'd be more. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. I want to say draft.
Ezra.
Transfer portal. No, nothing I can. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay.
Is this recent? I'm checking X real quick. I apologize.
Okay. No, I appreciate it.
Okay, hold on. This might be the Okay, so officially in the transfer portal. No, that's David, not Donovan. I don't know. And that was it was like he reposted it or something on X. So.
Oh, okay.
So
because I know that their rushing defense was 22nd in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, is nothing to sneeze at. So
he was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Everything that I can see about him indicates that he's still there. Although I haven't seen depth chart for the game, so if I overlooked it, I apologize. If I got it wrong, Melissa says he's going pro.
Oh, okay. Did he opt out? Is he playing?
Oh.
Sorry. So many questions. I know.
This
I tasked you
I
with
agree.
this is what you do to me. If I have one shall I say, I don't know. I don't want to complain ever. But I do put together the entire format all by myself. And then you do throw questions like this at me. Oh, Minnie, you don't have a picture of that guy, really? It's like, and you want pictures on top of it.
I have a picture.
Okay.
Melissa said, at this point, I think we're just going to let Melissa have my chair. She's like,
Melissa
no.
And Justin, between Melissa and Justin Raji, they might actually put together a better show for you guys. I'm not going to lie. But we try.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
It's okay. You did great. Hey, you did great. Don't let my comments get you down like I do to you. Okay. Or you do to me. What else is going on with Boston College?
Wasn't that enough?
Okay. Isn't there an over-under?
I don't look at
it's like 45.
Betting things. So I would take the over.
Oh.
I would absolutely take the over. Just wait till we get to my prediction. Oh, yeah. I'm taking the over.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay.
Hold on. It says, let's take a moment of silence for many sacrifices.
Yeah. Thank you. Actually, I was really uncomfortable with Greg actually doing that part of tonight's show because I was like, yes, I don't have time to do it, and it has to get done. But if I don't do it, then how do I know if it's correct? It's hard. It's hard to let go.
Fred says, Minnie, patronizingly. You know what? No, let's do a quick, no intro, no outro, 5-heart theater. Minnie, with this type of direction in your most patronizing voice, read this quote.
No, I'm not gonna.
Aww.
I'm not patronizing, and I appreciate the work you did.
Thank you. And I appreciate the work you do.
Thank you.
Every week. And 95% of tonight.
All right, Greg. I have this.
Oh, cool. I can't see it.
Are you serious?
I mean, I see it, but it's very tiny.
Oh, come on.
Does that not look tiny to you?
I mean, I can see it just fine.
I haven't got my contacts in.
Can I go through it?
Yes.
Then I can see it.
Perfect. But may I make what I think may be a helpful suggestion for next time?
How about this?
Oh shit.
How about I will take it off and instead of showing that, we can just talk about it. The depth chart.
I like it.
Okay. Good.
Fred says Melissa and Justin are the 5-heart Wonder Twins, form of a cohesive show.
They are.
I appreciate. I understand that reference. Do you like me being off center with the boob light? Because
no, I don't. It throws me off.
Oh, okay. Sorry, everybody. Raji, we put me back on this side, but the boob light's got to go bye-bye. But you never know where the boob light may reappear.
Okay, so.
And sometimes it's just a boob. No, I'm kidding.
We need to talk about our depth chart for the upcoming bowl game.
Yes,
because, well, we'll get to the defensive line.
Okay.
soon, and DBs. But left tackle.
Yep.
Left tackle. Who do you think we have?
Gunnar Gatula.
Okay, perfect. And his backup is Grant Seagreen.
Okay.
Then we have, for left guard, we have Justin Evans. And his backup is Jason Machachek. And we did kind of mention this last week. You're right.
No, we didn't. I'm honestly just in my mind filling this out as you go.
Okay. And center is Ben Scott. And do you know who his backup is?
No.
Because Ben Scott is gone after this year.
Right.
Sam Sledge.
Nice.
So far, that's all like second depth is redshirt freshmen. All of them.
But Gunner's not, and I don't think Justin Evans are seniors. They'll still be back.
No, they're not. Yeah, Justin Evans is a sophomore, and Gunner's also a redshirt freshman. So these are young guys.
Yeah.
On the line. Okay. Right guard is somebody we've seen a lot. Yes. Henry Lutovsky. He's a junior. And behind him, we have Grant Bricks as the second. Yeah. I'm excited to see him. I don't think we've seen him all year.
We haven't. I won't believe.
Okay, so hopefully we'll see him in the bowl game. And then right tackle is Bryce Benhart. Mm-hmm. And then his backup is Brock Knudsen.
The Scotts Bluff boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I know.
Where's Micah Mazuka on the list?
He's getting shoulder injury.
Oh, that's right.
Or shoulder surgery. Excuse me.
That's right. I forgot.
So that's quite a stout, young but stout offensive line.
Yep. I agree.
And all of those guys, Donovan Raiola recruited.
And the first string, at least for the bowl game, right? For the one game that
except for Bryce Benhart, excuse me, he didn't recruit him. Yes.
But the first string, they've been playing together most of the season, so I'm actually pretty confident in that. Now, I'm not saying that Donovan Eziruaku won't be disruptive. He may chew Bryce Benhart up and spit him out. But we'll have to see how that works. I think regardless, those guys both are going to find a place to play on Sundays. Yes, I think Bryce Benhart's going to play on Sundays.
I agree. I think that's fair.
But that next, we'll have Knudsen and Sam Sledge. Anytime you can replace, or you have to replace less than 50% of your offensive line, I think you're in a good spot. So, 2 out of 5, 40%. I like that as far as getting those guys in and starting to get them reps, starting to get them, reps with the ones in the spring. Start getting these guys coached up. Yes, Justin Raji. We will get to basketball. We will mention basketball, at least in passing. It's not in the official format, but we know. They did some stuff in Hawaii. We'll get there. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that to be as bitter and frustrated as it came across.
We have so much football to talk about, and it's exciting.
It is.
And we are excited about basketball, too, because after all this, I mean, that's what we...
This is going to become a basketball show.
For a little while. Okay. So, I'm excited to see what those guys do. Also, I think Donovan Raiola works really well with Holgerson. It just seemed to me like they kind of mesh well. And poor Donovan. Think about that for a second, can you? How he has worked with Scott Frost, Mickey Joseph, Matt Rule. Oh, excuse me. Marcus Satterfield. Now Dana Holgerson. Now the GOAT. Mark Whipple. I know. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
We don't say that name anymore.
I know. Okay, so the slot receiver, we have Ja'Cory Barney Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, Janarin Bonner, and then number 3 is Carter Nelson. Then
I like that.
as well, yeah, I do too. I'm actually surprised that Janarin is not higher up, to be honest, but okay. And Jamal Banks for wide receiver, and then IGC for his backup. What?
What, me?
Why are you laughing? Yeah.
Fred says to Aaron, Aaron, I'm betting Raji's one flight away from crapping on Greg's carpet. All right. This place is a mess right now. But right in this
Is that red? Is that red carpet?
No, it's gray.
Oh,
This
that
is the vicinity of the poop that happened.
That's like a vinyl mat.
Well, it is now, but it wasn't, because remember this that happened before I got the new desk and the rolly chair. So y'all are getting quite the tour of my Robert. Is right.
Robert is the one who does
Matthew will only poop in his pants. Still.
I think we are going to go through potty training with you and
yes,
your kids.
Yeah, it's going to be quite the journey. Buckle up.
Like I thought I was done with mine, but
Aaron says that's also the scene of the lunge crimes. That's true. Robert the Phantom Shitter. Yeah, that could be his wrestling name too. And then Fred says we're getting the Zapruder film. So this is my basement. This is the main floor of my house. And then the stairs over there go up to the bedrooms. So
okay. We get a layout too. Floor plan.
Right. Let's see. So that's the old desk. There's
why is
the
it
pantry.
Still here? Wait, why is it still there?
I need to get a rollaway dumpster to get a bunch of big stuff thrown out. Pantry.
So how many weeks has it been?
Don't worry about that. That's a silly question.
No, it's not. That would drive me insane. You walk by that every day?
Yeah, but it teaches, I'll tell you what, and this is the truth. It teaches the kids not to run in the house because sometimes they run into it. And those lessons have to be learned the hard way. So
that is horrible. Your poor kids. Oh, geez.
All right. So one pantry. This is the pantry under the stairs, we call it. And then directly across the little walkway there is the downstairs bathroom, which has just like, a toilet and a sink. And then keep going, that's the kitchen. Then you hang a left and you have the living room, which is where the Christmas tree is set up. And why are we spending so much time talking about the layout of my house? I'll never know. But boob light.
There's several. That's all we know. There are several in your house.
There's 3 more upstairs. There's one in the laundry room. It's a great day to be alive.
There's a lot of boob lights in that house.
I can't wait for the new one.
And apparently a lot of desks.
2.
Well, okay. So then we have also Jamal Banks, IGC as wide receiver. And then on the other side, we have Jalen Lloyd and Alex Bullock as his number 2.
Okay.
Which I like Jalen Lloyd starting. I do.
Should.
Yeah. Quarterback. Just take a guess.
Jalen Gramstead or bust?
As number 2?
Oh, I thought you said his number 1 is starter.
No, I said he's number 2. I already said it. Who's number 1? Say it.
Heinrich Harburg.
No, I said he was number 3.
Oh.
Does it kill you to say it?
Wait, hold on. Let me see. I gotta look again through the notes. Marco Stavila.
So it's Dylan Raiola, and he's having a blast in New York. And
Is he really?
so there. Yeah.
I'm-
Running
I'm-
back, we have Emmett Johnson,
We have
Ramir
to.
Johnson, and Quentin Ives, number 3.
Oh, that's gonna be rough. It's gonna be tough sledding. I'm so excited for Ramir Johnson because I know he's from New York or New Jersey. I can't remember which, but it's a homecoming for him.
I think he lived in New York, and then he would somehow like catch a train to where he needed to go to play football, like
Right.
every day when he was a kid.
Because they had that chasing 3 where they kind of went home with him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
That was good.
yeah.
Harlem.
that's right.
I'm telling you, Justin
it's
Raji.
so good.
Justin, will you just replace me on the show?
Get straight, Greg. You leave Dylan alone, says Melissa. Okay. So should we talk about our defense?
Why do you sound so disappointed and sad?
I'm not. I'm
Oh, okay.
not.
You sound like
do. Okay,
should we
here's
talk
the
about our
problem.
defense?
Here's the problem with we had a coach leave, which is the reason that we have the main offensive or defensive coordinator leave, which is the reason we had so many players in the transfer portal kind of following him. And, he's going to leave and we're going to leave type thing. So because of that, we lose some of our starters on defense, but even though we get other players through the transfer portal, they can't play.
That's how the transfer portal works.
I know. It's so like I don't know if I like that. I don't know.
So are you saying that players shouldn't be allowed to enter the portal until after the season? I feel like we had this conversation.
We've already, yes. I have said that, and that's what I think.
I agree. It sucks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even Penn State's head coach was talking about that. He said, after the bowl game, my backup quarterback has to go into the transfer portal. Like he's forced to, basically. And it sucks. But that's his only chance to get out,
Right.
to start somewhere. Yeah, I think the whole thing is messed up. I would rather see it only in the off season, period.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
Okay. So, yeah, Greg, quit introducing logic here. That's what Fred says. You see that comment?
I did. I didn't want to highlight it because I don't often introduce logic. I didn't want it to start a precedent. Like I didn't want it to become a thing.
Okay. Our defensive depth chart is, of course, defensive end, Ty Robinson.
Oh yeah, boy.
I know. I wonder how high he's going to go in the draft.
Second round.
Then his backup is Keona Davis, who we got back out of the transfer portal.
Yeah, boy.
And then we have nose tackle, Nash Hutmacher.
Get it, son.
Elijah Judy. Nothing for him?
Big fan of him too.
Yeah, Dylan Parrott. And then defensive end, Cam Lenhart.
Yeah.
Who I adore. I think he is fantastic. And he's only a sophomore.
I do know that.
Then we have Riley Van Poppel as his two deep, and then Mason Goldman.
Okay.
Linebackers, we have John Bullock and then Vincent Shavers Jr.,
I'm all right with
the
that.
new black shirt. Yep. And then we have Javin Wright and then Dylan Rogers. Do you know anything about Dylan Rogers?
He's a Husker.
I know. I don't know anything about him. And he's the 2 deep linebacker behind Javin Wright, who's leaving. So I think that's part of the reason why we have these new linebackers coming in, the Andrew Marshalls and the
young man from the Dason McCullough.
George. Yes, and him.
Jay,
he's everything.
right.
Oh,
Mr. Matney with an interesting question here. Is it just me, or does it feel like this will be a completely different team compared to the team we fielded in Iowa?
that's a great point. It is. No, it's absolutely a different team because so many of the coaches are new. We have a new, let's see.
Defensive
Was
coordinator.
Dana Holgerson the official offensive coordinator for that game? I don't even remember. Was he?
No.
So he wasn't even the offensive. Okay.
Wait.
So we have.
No, he was. He was.
He was. Okay. So we have a new wide receivers coach. We have a new defensive lines coach. We have a new secondary coach, and we have a new defensive coordinator. We hired from. That's 4 new coaches. 4.
But at least the defensive coordinator, and if you want to include like the assistant associate, I can't remember, Phil Snow. They were still with the team.
That's actually 5. That's 5.
So like John Butler was with the team. So I mean, while he's in a new position,
I don't think you can say it's a similar team when all you're doing is coaching the secondary, and you came in like just right before the season started.
It's true. It was late.
And you're learning this new language of the defense right here. And even though he's been a defensive coach for 30 some years, I don't think you can say that's the same, because that's a big role. That's a huge role to fill. And plus the players. I think that's what Matney was talking about.
Yeah, it's gonna look similar but different. You know. Do you like that? All-encompassing response there. Similar but different.
Okay. I'll take that.
We haven't got through the entire secondary though. Defensive backs. Let's hit that dip turn.
Okay. So we have MJ Sherman as the jack, who, I don't know about you, but I think he's amazing. And Willis McGahee IV as his backup, number 2. Sayer Wright as cornerback.
Right.
And Bly Hill as his number 2. Isaac Gifford, which God bless him, right? For coming back and getting here. And then Ramir Stewart as his backup for Rover. Marquise Buford Jr., safety, and then his backup is his brother. Right?
Perfect.
I know. I'm excited about that. Because his brother was on offense. Wasn't he?
No?
I don't think. Was he always?
I think he may have been in high school, but I think from the time that he became a Husker, he was always on the defensive side of the ball.
Okay. So, and we also have Deshaun Singleton and Caleb Benning as his number 2. Caleb Benning. Damon Benning's son.
That's how last names work.
Player. I know. I'm so excited about that. Cornerback, we have Malcolm Hartzog, and then we have Amari Sanders and Jeremiah Charles on the other side. So we're a little light, not going to lie. It feels like, but I'm excited.
The important thing is we're getting all these extra practices. We're getting the opportunity to send guys like Ty Robinson, Nash, Giff, hell, even say what you want, Bryce Benhart, guys who've been around their share of trials and tribulations as Huskers. We get to send them off with a bowl game. And I think.
Did you just?
Did I just what?
Oh, you froze for a second.
I'm so sorry. But
is that you? Hello?
I'm here.
Okay, there you are.
Sorry.
It's okay. That was just like twice. And now he's gone. Hi. Okay, we're going to just quickly go through special teams. I'm going to tell you who the punt kicker is, John Hull, and his backup is Nico Ottamanelli. No Tristan Alvano. And we have Brian Buscini and Camden Koch as the holders. Then we also have Brian Buscini as our kicker, and his backup is John Hull. Yeah, we're a little light. We definitely needed that transfer portal kicker. Long snapper. We're going with Aiden Fledgy, which he's seen us through most of the season. But there's an or. So it just kind of depends on how he does. If we put in Camden Witucky. I like this. Fred says, Greg's USB entered the portal. And he McConnelled. Greg, did your USB enter the portal?
I didn't touch anything that time.
You just left.
I got disconnected.
Okay. Kick returner is Emmett Johnson, Quentin Hives, Ja'Cory Barney Jr., and Ramir Johnson. And then punt returner is Ja'Cory Barney Jr. and then IGC. So they switched some things up on special teams. The only thing they couldn't switch up at all is long snapper.
Oh, shit.
I know.
I mean, wait, hold on. Ow, feces.
So there we go. We got through the depth chart. Now we all know who's playing on Saturday. Excited? Who are you most excited about? That's what I want to know.
Who, me? Or the Holger Maniacs, brother?
Yeah, all of you.
Ty Robinson.
I know.
Oh,
that's a good. That's yeah.
And not to take anything away from Nash. Nash didn't quite have the season that Ty did. And again, as a nose tackle, it's not really his job to just, but Ty was purely disruptive. I want to see him go out because he was the one, I think, who first said, no, I'm coming back next year. He said that before the Iowa game last year. He said, I'm coming back.
He did.
And so I want him to have a big game, and I want Nebraska to win for guys like him. Win for the program, yeah, but win for the guys who stuck around when they could have been not making money. And I think to Ty's benefit, he only increased his NFL, his draft stock. I think if he would have entered the draft last year or, this spring, if he would have declared for it and forgone this last season, maybe he was a Saturday pick, maybe 5th round. I really do think that he's worked himself into a solid 2nd round, maybe, first half of the 3rd round selection.
I love that. I hope you're right.
But
okay. Well, guys, you've made it to the point of the show, and it's already 2 hours. So do we want to go forward with this trivia part?
we'll leave it to the chat. We've been here for 126 minutes. Do y'all want a little trivia,
or do you just want to go straight into your bowl predictions?
Well, we have a lot of start comments too, so.
And yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Matney. Oh shit, basketball. Let's talk real quick. Basketball. Let me tell you about this basketball team. 10-2 overall. That is an .833 winning percentage. They are on a 4-game win streak. They just handled business. First of all, I don't know if we even I think we talked about it a month ago. They took care of Creighton last month. They took care of Indiana. Then they got to the Diamond Head Classic and they whooped their asses. Beat Murray State. They beat Hawaii. They beat Oregon State. Their next game is Monday, December 30th. It's an 8 o'clock game against Southern U, and you'll be able to watch that on the Big Ten Network. And then they're going to get back into Big Ten play on Saturday, January 4th, a 1 o'clock game at home against UCLA. So we're going to see some of these West Coast teams starting to make their trip to Lincoln. And then on Tuesday, January 7th, they'll take on Iowa. But Bryce, they had two players, I'm going to say that again, two players who made the Diamond Head Classic team. And one of those was our very own, but Bryce Williams. And the other was, I'm going to struggle to pronounce his name, but he's sure good basketball player. Burke. You know, I haven't watched any basketball. Many left. Oh, okay. I'm supposed to keep talking about basketball. So anyway, Burke, both players were named to the team, the all Diamond Head team. Williams was the Diamond Head MVP. Juwan Gary had 14 points against the Beavers. And so it's a good little ball club that Fred Hoiberg's put together. Buttengel. I'm not.
Buttengel? That's
Buttengel.
horrible. How could you call him that? Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm phonetically giving what Justin Raji gave me. So.
Buttengel. All right. There's
Brasco Rascal says no trivia. Fred says I'll take trivia and kick you guys and ladies' asses.
Come on.
And Fred says Brasco Rascal, come on, let's keep these two against their will.
Scott, come on, buddy. I got some good ones for you. Do you not like games? I love games. Games are my favorite.
Boot and gel.
Okay. Boot and Joel. Joel or gel?
Let me say this. I'm not saying that this is the definitive. Are we doing trivia or are we not doing trivia? But I have another beer. So, do I crack the beer and do we do trivia, or do I not crack the beer and we call it a show?
Guys, it's totally up to you. I actually took some time to do some fun trivia. It's not actually trivia. I mean, there's a couple of trivia questions, but more of it is just fun questions, fun Husker questions that have, like, you're going to be surprised by the questions. Okay, I promise. And don't skimp on the starred comments either, he says.
We never do, Mr. Keene. We never do.
Okay.
The beer has
All
been
right.
cracked. Let the questions commence.
You can ask the first question.
Okay.
And we'll
First
take turns.
question.
Like that. No.
When-
Actually, I'll ask the first question. Because you'll see why. When was the last time Nebraska played and won a bowl game?
I know that answer. It was
Because it's right in front of you.
no, I actually clicked off. But I know it was UCLA. It was New Year's Eve 2015, and I was in the NICU with Garrett, my oldest, who was a baby at the time. And we watched the first game with him in my arms, and I watched it on my little iPad mini.
Yeah.
So
okay, Raji.
We won that.
Raji got it too. 2015. It was the Foster Farms Bowl. And yes, we did play UCLA 37-29. And yeah. That's wow. You guys are good. Okay. The other one is an actual trivia question. And then we get into some fun questions.
Okay.
You can ask, it's actually number 3.
Okay.
Under A.
Right. When was the last time Nebraska played and won a bowl game when they had a winning season record? So obviously, I guess they were
5-7 when they went and
the Foster
played
Farms Bowl?
against UCLA. Yep.
Okay.
We got in because of grades.
Oh, cool. I love.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not going to finish that comment.
Are you greggling?
I'm not. I'm clearing out some of my
Cachets.
No, so some of my other tabs that I don't need anymore.
Oh, close. The only reason why I know this, guys, is because I actually looked it up. You all know that.
So what I remember about this game, if you need just a little
Raji's right again.
Yeah. If wrong. So this would have been 2013. Bo Pelini was head coach. We beat Georgia 24-19 in the Gator Bowl. We were 8-4 before the bowl game, 9-4. That was the game. Tommy Armstrong to Quincy Enunwa, 99-yard touchdown reception, which set a bowl record for longest reception. So
wow.
I remember that. I sometimes go back and watch that clip.
Really?
That clip is burned right here. That highlight.
Huh. That's cool. That is really cool. I'm gonna have to check it out. Okay. Next question. I will. Next question. If Greg were a Husker football player this season,
oh God,
who would he be? Would he be 1, Camden Woodtucky?
Wow.
The long snapper who started this year.
What the shit? I'm looking at these options. You didn't give me a good one.
2, would he be Bryce Benhart?
I'm
for
sorry.
obvious reasons.
What the feces?
Or 3, your choice.
Okay. Thanks, Justin, for the.
I couldn't resist.
I agree, Mr. Matney. Greg would be Benhart because Minnie runs past him every fucking play. Easy. Do I get to say in this, or am I just stuck with the options?
You can say.
Okay. Nash Hutmacher. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'm not impressive statistically this year, but I'm very disruptive.
It's true. It's true. Okay.
That one
good point.
That one kind of hurt me. All right. Let's see here. If Minnie Oh God. If Minnie were all right. I can tell that she wrote this one for me to read because it involves words that she won't read. If Minnie were a Husker football player from this season, who would she be? Would she be Tristan Alvano, the highly touted kicker who injured his groin, whatever? That's weird. Jalen Gramstead, the new kid on the block who runs things, or your choice? Thank you, Fred. And I'm pretty sure that Justin's talking about me being Dylan.
I would be the 5-star.
No, me.
Quarterback.
Me. He's talking about me.
No, I think he's talking about me. Uh-huh. Thank you, Justin.
Because they're talking about it falls right in line with me talking about picking Nash. Aaron says he was going to justify my Nash with the back hair or something weird. No, come on now. I hope I get free nachos for life for all the grief I get.
How do you get free nachos for life?
I don't know, but I want to. I want free nachos for life so bad. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, I really want free nachos for life.
Fred Sago. I'm trying to think of a player who talked a lot, but didn't live up to their own expectations. Really?
I'm not going to say it. It's too mean. I can't do it.
Who?
I was going to say Isaiah Nayor.
Yes. I am no Isaiah Nayor. Take that back.
I do. I apologize.
Melissa at least says I'm Gramstead. I agree. Of course I wrote it. He's running the quarterbacks. He's running the offense, basically. He's the next OC.
Minnie would be Gramstead clipboard, sideline, headphones.
It's true. It is so true.
All right.
Okay. Last year.
Okay, sorry.
No, I do. Last year, Coach Rule nicknamed the season Chasing 3. If we had to give the season a nickname, what would it be?
Me or them?
Well, you can play too.
Aaron says that Minnie would be GIF, good at stopping Greg's runs, but in coverage, What would we nickname this season? Sucking less but more often.
Oh gosh, that is really, really not good.
Bend over and take it. Or success in life with Mike says chasing Iowa's running back. Long. How about this one? Let me change one. Chasing the long snapper.
Chasing the long snapper. Chasing the long whistle. Oh, because we had so many penalties that were not really penalties.
Oh shit. I don't know if this is for you or for me, but Juan Camacho says Singleton always talked about doing their assignments, but always blew coverages. I'll take that one. I'll fall on that sword. You do all the heavy lifting around here. You do all the heavy lifting around here. I'll fall on that sword for you.
Fuzero says no Vaseline.
It's been. I feel sometimes that we as fans have been raw dogged in 2024. So
it's true. We were expecting much more.
I guess in old school 5-heart vernacular, just the tip would be considered incremental improvement, right? Like you're just a little bit better, or just the tip better. Yeah. What is going on? What has this show devolved into? I love it.
It's all truth. Right. It's cold hard truth.
If head coach Matt Rule wasn't a football coach, what do you think he would be? Minnie, do you have one for this? I actually do.
No, I actually don't. I mean, I thought about possibilities, but I didn't settle on one. What would you say?
I would say motivational, inspirational speaker.
Oh,
I think, I go to a lot of conferences and they always have, like that keynote speaker, whether it's Jocko or Jocko Wilnick, I believe, or others. Just I've seen a few. They all have really tremendous
I'm laughing
messages.
at some of these. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm listening to you.
I think that if Matt Rule wasn't a head coach, if he could find a field, find an industry, and find ways to motivate people to be their very best in that field. I think, I've made this correlation. Maybe some people like this, maybe they don't. I see a lot of Matt Rule when I watch Ted Lasso. Yes, they want success on the field, but he also wants the guys under his tutelage, the guys that put their trust in him, whose parents put their trust in him, to be the very best versions of themselves. So I know, like, there's some funny comments in there, and that's fine, but I really do think that he, maybe in a when his coaching days are done, I think he could very well be that type of motivational or inspirational speaker.
Yeah, I think so too. He is definitely somebody who you want to get behind and you trust. So, no, I think we hit a home run with him as the head coach.
I'm a Matt Rule guy.
Okay, but obviously not everybody is, because Pinstripe Husker says he would be a divorced lawyer in Tampa.
Would he be a divorced lawyer or a divorce
lawyer?
Because it definitely seems like he has the support of his wife. So,
good question. I think we are. I think we are going to land Fa'emo. Fa'emo. Oh, if it is, well, I'm glad you're here, Wilson, or Juan, whatever you want to be called.
Whoa. I don't know.
What?
I stay out of those particular circles of Husker internet drama.
Same.
I don't care.
And I think, there's something to be said about being a high school history teacher. I think David Matney, if I'm not mistaken, one of our very own beloved Coronation football guys is a high school history teacher. Somebody we all know and love. Isn't he?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. I thought he was.
Not yet.
Oh.
I'm not sure at what level I'm even at liberty to discuss any of that. But
okay. Well, we'll just leave it at that. We know that he is like a history major or something.
I love this. Juan says, "Bro, not all Juans are Wilson, but all Wilsons are Juans." That's good. That's a good response there, Juan. Okay. I appreciate that. All right, let's see one more here. Actually, I believe it's your turn.
Oh yeah, what is your favorite Matt Rule one-liner?
I know what yours is.
He's gifted us with quite a few. And, I find myself just saying them in everyday life, and people have no idea what I'm talking about.
I find myself being forced to read them dramatically on camera sometimes.
If we lie, we lie. We just got to get that. Oh my gosh. I mean, if you guys don't even put up the best ones, I don't even know what to think of you. Are we really fans if we don't know this?
So some of the ones we have highlighted are
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
if we die, we die. One better. Play like brothers. Brother. Also, your choice. Oh, wait, no, let me think. No, I'm sorry. That's your choice. Like if you have something else.
Yeah.
Context is king.
Yeah. The coaches believe in you. You guys got to believe in yourselves. I mean, I can just bust out in the middle of the day in a Matt Rule speech, and I have no problems with that.
This is the after post game Indiana all day long. Melissa's going, I want them to feel us.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, that was a good one, Melissa. That was a really good one.
Fred says, my Patrick Duffy leg is harder than Dion's dead toes. Oh, God.
My gosh.
Let's see. Aaron Keene says, Pitt, based on prior info and a prior Vandals answer, it's probably Haas. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart podcast, says, I think it would be fun to be a high school history teacher. So here's a little nugget of fun Greg trivia. I went to college under the presumption, anticipation, if you will, that I was going to be a teacher. Now I want you to think about that.
You?
Yeah. That there was once a version of me that was going to be a teacher. And it would have obviously would have been a high school history teacher. That's not my nuggets that are sponsored by Blue Chew. It's my big hard dick. But the Saturday before my sophomore year of college, I said to my dad, I said, Dad, I don't think I want to be a teacher. He's like, okay, what do you want to do? I said, I think I want to go into radio. He's like, you sure? And
those are my dogs barking in the
I'd
background. Sorry.
I still don't have any living dogs.
Oh gosh. Okay, this story has gone from obscene to like complete sadness. How do you do that? You go from one extreme to the other.
Well, the dogs were barking. He said it was your dogs, not my dogs.
That is so awful. I was gonna let the first part slide. Like that was just, I don't even know what to say about that. But then you can't say I don't have any living dogs. That just gets me. Okay.
I didn't mean that. That was unintended.
2024
has been kind of a fucked up year, y'all.
Jeez. Bam. Dog. How did that happen? Just how? How did we get there?
All right. Y'all know this. Like Coco wouldn't bark. You just hear her tap dancing across the floor.
We know.
Also, this is a bullshit. You clearly do not know me, Mr. Matney. I do not have that much patience. Ask my children. Like, I love my kids. I don't think I'd be able to put up with anybody else's kids for more than about 20 minutes.
Oh, him too. Bless his heart. Dead uncle, dead family farm. I'm so sorry to hear that, Pinstripe. It's rough. Hopefully 2025 will be a better year for all of our family. Yeah, Juan, how did I end up on a show like this? It's a great question.
Volunteered.
I saw a need that needed me desperately. So, yeah, I did volunteer. I've been here a year. We just had my 1 year anniversary, And I sent John a
An
email that
invoice.
said, yeah, I basically said, I'm no longer an intern anymore. So deal with it.
Oh. I'll say this: Matt Bryan says a man without a dog is not whole. I've had two. I never had dogs growing up. So after I got out and got married, we got a dog. This is lucky. We got lucky about 2 months after we got married, and a couple years after that, we got Coco, and we lost Lucky in March of 19, and we lost Coco this past July. But they are immortalized. They are with me forever. And most importantly, we're still vacuuming up dog hair. So, it's fine. It's like they're still here sometimes. So,
yeah. You never get rid of the animal hair.
it follows you everywhere you go.
Ever. I know.
All right. Let's get to some of these starred comments. And by the way, Nebraska Boston College this Saturday, 11 o'clock Central for kickoff. We will be doing a watch along. Now, what that means is I'm going to have a screen here where I'll be watching the game. Oh, look at that. Minnie with her hearts. That's a lot more than 5. You don't get paid for extra hearts here.
Okay. Somebody on Boxing Day, Pinstripe Huskers boxing up a dog for Greg right now.
Thank you. Let's pump the brakes. And we're going to have some other expenses we got to deal with first. So kickoff is at 11. We are going to try something here on YouTube, Facebook, and X. We're going to do a little live watch along. Now, we encourage you to, have us in your ear, on your phone, watch on your TV, however you got to do. We won't be able to obviously show you the game, but we'll have Google screen up with updates so you can see scoring, things like that. We're just going to watch and have fun, and I'll probably drink a few beers and make an afternoon of it. And so we hope that you join us for that on Saturday. We're going to get that stream going about 10 minutes before kickoff so everybody can get in and get settled. And so that's that. So while we get ready for the game, if you have a score prediction, throw it in the comments right now. I am going to go through 23 starred comments, and we're just gonna drive this thing all the way out to Friday morning. Midnight's only 27 minutes away. Let's roll.
Okay.
Justin Raji said, "Who hasn't played Hot Lava?"
Hot lava. Hot lava. The best game to play with any 3-year-old, any toddler.
Fred Sacco says, "We got a key." See, I wasn't wrong. We got a key addition at wide receiver. There, I'm doing football.
Play hot lava with your
No, we play the floor is lava. Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, fun.
And I always win because I just sit in my chair and put my feet up.
That's not fair.
It's totally fair. MK says, "We got any offensive linemen coming from the portal?" Not yet.
Hopefully. Ka'alil Ka'amo.
You want to try that one again?
No, I don't. Hopefully. I think we're definitely gonna see some after bowl game season. So okay.
Let's see. Overall, do you think teams benefit from a quarterback competition? This is, by the way, from Living in Omaha, David Manny, the official realtor of the 5 Heart Podcast, or when someone is anointed to the position? I have my opinion, Minnie, but I'm curious on yours.
You know what? I can see it both ways. I hate that I'm even answering like that because I've been mad at both. Really mad. I get really upset when I feel like a coach should try and utilize another quarterback. But then on the other hand, I also think that it's really important for guys, especially the offensive line, to get used to that quarterback. So I don't know. if I knew, I'd probably be like
Coaching.
or at least moving the chains for
Right.
somebody.
I think competition is good, honestly. While maybe you enter spring or even fall with a favorite, and I don't mean like favorite, like I prefer him, and no matter what, that's the horse I'm gonna ride all the way to, whatever happens. But by that I mean, you got a guy coming in, you're like, I'm 70% sure this is my guy, but keeping the possibility open that somebody wows you in camp. I'm definitely for that. I think competition's good, and I think as easy for me to say, I'm very much on the outside, but I think as a coaching staff, as an offensive coordinator, head coach, quarterbacks coach, you have to be able to recognize when one player's outplaying the other.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, and I think it's interesting, especially in this day and age with the transfer portal, because if a starting quarterback gets benched midway through the season or even just a couple games in, you are pretty much guaranteed that they will go into the portal.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for a team?
We are to the point where loyalty is bought,
Mm-hmm.
Husker Chuck said this one a little bit ago, said our special teams coach lives in a van down by the river. Surprised?
Yeah, he does. I mean, the fact that his last name is Foley lends itself to that, but also his personality does too. I mean, he kind of is perfect for that SNL skit.
Yeah.
Which
I honestly, I wish he had like a tenth of the energy.
He's a lovable character, right? Is he?
Matt Foley, yes. He's in your face. He's a little intense, but again, I think Ed Foley.
It's the same.
Is he? Like I've never seen him fired up about anything. Like I wish he had a little bit of energy. I don't know. I don't see. I'm not in practices, so I don't see if he's getting in guys' faces and telling them how they're bums. So, all right, let's see.
I don't think he would do that so much.
All right, Melissa. Yes, Husker basketball champs. Yes, we talked about that Diamond Head Classic. Oh no, sorry. Fred Sacco, Matney giving all them memberships that 555 Heart Theater megastar. And we talked about, if we win the bowl game, then next week will be a musical. And Aaron Keene says Matney will save the tap dancing routine for the Natty, the national championship. And we have two back-to-back comments here. Fred says, I'm still waiting on tonight's 5 Heart Theater.
Seriously?
Mr. Matney said, where's the 5 Heart Theater? I have a whole new appreciation for the show.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Greg, stand up. Come on. You and me. Come on.
What are we?
We're gonna do our best Rockettes performance. Oh
no, we're not. I'll crack my shin on this desk. See, I'm wired in, so I can only go so far. And I thought you were gonna do we're gonna do joint lunges.
No, I wouldn't do that to you. That's not fair.
That's not fair to them. Let's be honest. Best I could do is give you a dramatic reading of something, but I don't know. Let's see.
I mean, the guys went and got to see the Rockettes perform.
Well, that's cool. Over at Radio City?
Yeah.
Because that's where the Rockettes
go. They've got to take in all the things to do in New York. That is a thing to do.
My thing with New York, especially now, this time of year,
people
is the people. Yeah. I couldn't. I don't know if I could. I couldn't handle that many people. I like persons. I like this group here, despite the fact there's 596 people with us at 20 to midnight on a Thursday, the day after Christmas, and like 25 or 30 of them are active in the chat, and that's great. But there's a lot of people here, and that's cool because I treat this almost exactly how I used to treat radio, which is there's nobody listening. It's just me talking. Obviously it's me talking to you, and then it's our fan family. But you put me drop me in a city like New York, my butthole's puckered, and I'll be like, get me out of here. I don't want to be here. And the tragedy of that is I would love to see New York at Christmas time, but I couldn't do it with all the people. I just
really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
My anxiety would outweigh my excitement.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm the exact opposite of you. I have to see people in order to be able to do this. I don't know why. Got to see people.
Well,
and that's why it's so important to do these meetups. Like when we do, maybe we'll do a spring meetup, guys. Ooh. Wouldn't that be fun?
Maybe. We didn't talk about this. Did you know that the Nebraska-Cincinnati game's no longer going to, or Nebraska-Louisville game's no longer be played at Cincinnati?
We have not talked about it, and you're right. And why do they keep on talking about me dropping balls?
Oh, because there's no Five Heart Theater.
Am I really the only person here that can? I mean, Haas is actually taking it under his wing too. I don't hear you guys giving him a hard time.
I think they did. Or no, well, I know we talked about it last week, so they don't get the excuse of saying they didn't know that Haas was. Okay, look, if you want, I could do a dramatic reading for Five Heart Theater tonight.
No, we don't want that.
Okay,
save it for Saturday halftime.
Your halftime entertainment.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, Pitt says I love NYC, but overstimulating for sure. So, all right, back to the starred comments, not the current ball.
Yeah. When are we going to get to bowl predictions?
I told you at the stroke of midnight. Success in Life with Mike says I'm super excited to watch how our team performs against the ACC. Me too. It is a middle of the pack ACC team, so grain of salt. But let's roll. Minnie, any thoughts on that? Or that's not a comment. I mean, that's not a question. That's more of a comment.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm actually excited to hopefully beat the pants off of them. That's all I want.
What if they don't wear pants?
They do. They wear football pants. Are you seriously regling this right now?
I'm not regling how often do football teams wear pants. Fred Sacco says PJ Fleck has oars. Speaking of, how do we feel about losing Malachi Coleman to him?
I saw a lot of people actually comment on this. It chaps my hide. It
not your hide.
Me off. I am so upset over this. Of all the teams for him to play for, Minnesota, and he's like all excited about it. I hate it. I hate it. But I wish him well. But I hate it.
For me, I'm not saying he doesn't have power for, ability, but I'd have been like much happier if he would have been a little bit like Central Michigan or one of those directional schools, Northern Illinois. I didn't, somewhere outside of the Big Ten anyway. Like maybe he'd have just gone to like Kansas or Kansas State.
That would have been perfect. That actually would have been great. If you're going to transfer and we loved you, you should transfer out of the Big Ten. Don't go to Minnesota.
Yeah, because we play them next year. They're back on the schedule.
We do. Oh my gosh. We do. Yep. PJ Fleck.
He needed a hug. That's what Pitt says. Pitt says Malachi needed a hug. And Fred says, ooh, Minnie's biscuit is frosted.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I know what a frosted Pop-Tart looks like, but I don't frost biscuits. What the hell? Biscuits get buttered. Damn it. Success in Life with Mike says team play will be awesome because we should be much better as a whole with the extra practice and with the new coaches. I mean, I don't want to pee in anybody's post toasties, but Boston College has not had any roster or coaching staff overhaul. I'm not even saying that Nebraska's had an overhaul, but they haven't had any turnover, to my knowledge, like Nebraska's had. So they are a bit more cohesive without having to try to implant new pieces. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it is their head coach's first year.
That's okay. Yeah, Bill O'Brien. So.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, but the thing is that guy has tons of experience.
Right.
Tons. NFL experience, tons of offensive coaching experience. And yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious to see what their team's going to look like.
I mean, I like our chances. Obviously, I've got my prediction written down. We're almost there. Let's see. Fred says, as far as what would Rule do if he wasn't a head coach, Rule would be Wolfman Jack as a used car salesman and faulty preachers. Let's drop correlations between used car salesman and faulty preacher. All right. Let's see. Juan says offense, or who are you guys excited to see? Offense, Quentin Ives. Defense, Davis/Shavers.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with the defense. Offense, I'm not so sure about that, even though Quentin Ives is like he's going to be number 2 after Emmett Johnson next season. So it'll be interesting to see if he even plays. I don't know if he will.
I think I'm excited to see Emmett Johnson as the true standout number 1. He's not sharing any reps with Dante Dowdell. And again, do I think Ramir Johnson will and should get some snaps and carries and reps? Yes, especially because of all that he's been through with his injuries, and it's a bit of a homecoming for him. Absolutely. But if Emmett Johnson's not your workhorse 20 carries guy, then you're missing an opportunity to really get his offseason going on the right foot, I think. So,
yep. I agree.
All right, let's see here.
Craig, we're going to hit the 3-hour mark if we don't get through these comments. And
Justin
okay, go.
I was trying to, I promise. Justin Rogers said prayers up for Greg Sharp. Yeah, we know that he's been battling cancer for a while. It's not looking good. I'm not a doctor. I'm not on the inside of that situation, but the letter that got sent out, the statement that got made, I think the family's just hoping that he makes it to his daughter's wedding, which I believe is in February. And I wouldn't be surprised, based on the latest updates and prognosis for him, because apparently it's just spreading and it's really bad. I wouldn't be surprised if the family just said, let's move it up 6 weeks. We want dad to be there. And you inconvenience your situation a little bit to make that happen, to make that a reality for Greg. From the Husker fan side of things, few have done it better, than Greg Sharp.
I agree. My understanding is, and the person who put out shared that comment. Apparently it was not supposed to go like through X or through like the public, but it said on it that he's now in palliative care. So they're just trying to make him comfortable.
Yeah.
So I agree. I mean, he definitely has added to my personal enjoyment as being a fan. You know, I just so many Saturdays I've spent just listening to him give a play-by-play of the game. And yeah, he's been wonderful.
It's not hospice care, you know. It's providing relief from pain and other symptoms. Yeah. I'm a praying person, so you know I'll send some up for GS. So and for his family, you know, it's not easy for them either. So all right, I think. All right, so I was picking on BC because it said they're in the middle of the ACC, and Melissa says, "Well, we're in the middle of the Big Ten." So thanks,
We
Melissa.
are.
I appreciate always the.
Thank you for grounding us. That is correct. We are. Not for long. Not anymore.
Let's see. Yeah. So, all right, let's get to predictions. As always, we start with your predictions, then we give our predictions. James Boardman did have to leave early, so he says Nebraska 28, Boston College 16. I have an early morning wake up and a busy weekend. See y'all next week. And what the over-under was set at 44, right?
45, yeah.
45. Okay, so he's taking the under. Mr. Boardman is. So I'm going to skip that one for a moment. Husker Chuck says Nebraska 31, BC 20. Interesting. And by that, I mean, you just stay with me here. Okay. Vince says, I'll take Huskers 35, 21 GBR. Gargamel, good seeing you here tonight. I saw some of your other comments, but didn't get to them, so I apologize. But Gargamel says 27-19 Nebraska, which is the over, which I think is a good place to good land to hang out in for this game. So 27-19 for Gargamel, Nebraska winning. Pitt says 55-13 Nebraska rolls.
Oh, I like that.
That one makes me happy. So I made a pot of chili yesterday, and I was having leftover chili tonight for dinner, and I'm sitting there with Matthew, and I'm eating my chili, and I got, you know, like oyster crackers on top, and I tried to give him an oyster cracker from the bowl of chili, and it's got some chili on it. He says no, he wants from the bag. He wants the clean oyster cracker. So I gave him one of those. He said, these make me happy. And I said the other ones, he's like, those make me sick. Those make me happy. So I don't know why that, you know, it's just Matthew. All right. Success in Life with Mike says 35-17 Nebraska over BC.
Okay.
Living in Omaha, David Matney, the official realtor of the Five Heart Podcast, says 31-28 Nebraska. Fred Sacco says Nebraska 31, Boston College 20, over under on beers for Fred 10.
Okay.
Interesting. Melissa says 31-17 Huskers on talent alone. What is that movie? What is that line? You don't have enough talent to... Oh, Miracle, Herb Brooks. You don't have enough talent to win on talent alone. But Nebraska, I think, does. I think they're the better team. They're the better players, better athletes. We'll find out on Saturday if they're the better team. Justin Raji says Nebraska 44, Boston College 17.
I like that.
And you're really going to like this, Minnie. Aaron Keene is now a member for 3 months. It says just freaking win.
Just freaking win.
Aaron, that's awesome. We appreciate your dedication to this show, to the channel. Juan says 31-24 Huskers.
Okay.
And Kaylee showed up here at the 11th hour, but almost the 12th hour.
She knows we go late.
30-17 Huskers. This is almost 3 hours. This is new for us. We're in uncharted territory here.
It's the last show of the year.
That's true.
Got to go out with a bang.
Saturday doesn't technically qualify as a 5-heart show
because we're not gonna even be in this sort of thing.
No,
you won't even recognize us.
You're not gonna. I'm gonna be in a different place altogether. It's gonna be crazy. So 30-17 is what Kaylee says. Thu Zero says 62-24 Nebraska.
Okay. I really love that. I think that is optimistic as ever. I love it.
But that is 9 touchdowns and 1 missed extra point. I did that quickly in my head. Fred says, forgot to mention passing stats. Dylan 2 for 10. Gramstead comes in, goes 12 for 18 for 250 and 3 touchdowns.
Why?
Because it's Fred. He's got to stir the pot. So last time we were here, actually, not take it back. Not last time we were here. Last time I was doing a show with Haas. Haas gave a prediction of 31-21.
I got it.
And I actually have the same prediction, but I did
You weren't doing the show all by yourself with Haas. Just to be clear, I was here also. That's why I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wrote down my own prediction just tonight, independent. I also said 31-21 Nebraska. And I did that forgetting that Haas had already said 31-21.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sticking with it. Kyle Kammerer says Huskers 35-21. Justin Raji. Oh, we got a little membership competition member for 4 months. And Justin says, I'll always be first champion. Haha, take that, Fred.
Good for you, Justin. Take that, fantastic. Fred.
That's tremendous. Thank you, Justin. All right, so I say 31-21. Haas has 31-21. Mini. It's time.
Okay, so I'm going to just go with 37-19 Nebraska.
All right.
No long explanation. Just say what it is.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, no long explanation. That's a little new for you. Are you feeling okay? Or is it just that it's getting late?
It is. It's getting late. And I really think we should do this under 3 hours.
Okay. Well, in that case, we got to go. We appreciate all of you. We truly do. Can't wait to see as many of you as possible. Saturday, again, 11 o'clock Central for kickoff, 10:50. Our stream will begin right here on YouTube, Facebook, and X. So until then, I'm Greg Mahachko. That is Minnie Hunt. This is the 5 Heart Podcast. We remind you each and every week that 5 Heart is all the heart you need. Minnie.
Go Big Red.
See you in less than 48 hours, honestly.